2, 1. I'm John Miglosh for the WDMA and the International Society for Strategic Marketing. And I hit the dismiss. And now the stupid alarm is continuing to go. Every day I have challenges with this stuff. Isn't that fun? Anyway, so today I want to talk more about predictive analytics and predictive I'm learning as I go, which is part of the fun of this is that I learn a lot. I probably learn way more than you do because I have to read 20 or 30 articles a day. Not every day, but a lot of days. I'm getting them piling up. The problem is I find 5 or 6 a day and I get to about 2. So I have to always be editing this. And that's why you watch it, I hope, is because I can pare down and find the best for you. And so we get leverage. And you do have to put up with my opinion, but you do get the marketing news. So today what I want to do is I want to talk about more about predictive. And I'm learning the difference between predictive and descriptive. Which I always, I've worked in this field for now 30 years or so. And I don't think about it that way. I think about direct decision making, and I think about things where stuff that sort of guides you in decision making, where there may be something. It's like the observation field of the scientific method, or we're just saying, gee, not only do you have customers around your stores, but you have customers over in this one area over here that aren't by your stores, and what's going on here? And we had that with a furniture company. They had downtown customers, but their store was out in the suburbs in a couple of different metros. And I suggested that part of the issue was the application was different. You had big houses in the suburbs that liked the flexibility of their furniture, but then you had very small, limited spaces in the urban areas that you needed to walk upstairs, or you needed to get the furniture into a place that was difficult. And this was one of the only real good solutions. And so that's the observation phase is, hey, we've got customers in 2 places, by the store and not by the store. What's going on, and not the rest of the place, just 2 hotspots. That's the observation phase. So apparently that's more like descriptive analytics, where we see what's going on. Now we have to form a hypothesis and say, oh, maybe we should have different offers in one place or the other. Maybe we should try pop-up stores. Maybe we should try delivery vans with our story on the sides, and park when you're delivering in the urban areas. It's about the only place you can park is when you're delivering. So one of the suggestions I made was, let's paint one up really nicely so that whenever we're delivering down there, maybe even we deliver it, instead of letting it go to third parties, maybe in urban areas, we handle that delivery explicitly to get that message downtown. And so people can see the delivery guy walking in with what looks like small packages, and yet on the truck it shows that it's furniture. Okay, so the descriptive is the observation. The hypothesis is, maybe if we had vans, we could impact and grow the sales downtown. You can test that, right? Because you could have go on even and odd days or something, and so you could test it, and gradually you would generate a theory, explanation and theory, and then you could use it in other markets. That's the way the process of scientific method works in marketing. I don't think we break it down that well, and I think we need to. But now, because artificial intelligence and predictive analytics is such a big field, people are basically trying to fit it into some structure. And so today's article is about the structure of descriptive versus predictive. And I don't completely agree with that, but that's okay. And the author doesn't completely explicitly say that either. So let's go over here to the article stuff. We're going to take this one on, but before I do, I just wanted to show my Dilbert cartoon. And Scott and I write messages back and forth, one of these days we're going to talk. But This was yesterday's. My breakthrough in AI came when I stopped trying to duplicate human rational thought. Now that is extremely perceptive because, the Amazon people who bought this might also, or have also bought, had no AI in it at all. None. Okay? It was just literally true. People who bought this book also bought these other books. And Amazon did not worry or even make an attempt to say these books are related. I think that's really, really powerful. So they got it done in a very simple, fast, effective way that didn't require any algorithm whatsoever, and yet was an upsell, cross-sell attempt. And I favor disconnecting from the necessity of saying, we can guess what you're thinking. I searched on Paris, Tennessee yesterday on Google, and I got Paris, France. I got Paris, the Eiffel Tower. I got a bunch of. They didn't think I knew what I was doing, which I really didn't. But Google is good that way. They're sort of humble about the response that they give to you, where they don't assume that you're 100%, 100% what you're talking about or what you're asking for. And so they give you things around it rather than zooming right in. That's what I don't like about Bing, is it tries to guess the one thing you might have meant when there's an ambiguity to the question. Okay, so Dilbert says, I stopped trying to duplicate human rational thought. You can't copy what doesn't exist. Good old Dogbert. I have Dogbert and Dilbert back here on the side. Right, so instead I coded it to spout analogies to sound human. Because humans talk in analogies. So this guy bought the Siri tool and he says, should I ask my boss for a raise? Trees don't ask for raises. Why should you? It's an analogy, right? Trees don't ask for anything. Why should you ask for anything? It doesn't matter, And so Dilbert takes a non sequitur and puts it into this Siri box and will probably do better with it than you would trying to actually answer that question, which is probably not really answerable. There's so much context. It depends. Computers don't understand context. People don't much either, but they take it for granted. Okay, so thanks to Scott. So my point is, we may need to disconnect. To get real value out of AI, we probably need to disconnect from trying to make it look like human intelligence and just try to figure out where it might apply. That's a much more rational approach. I'm talking with an organization where the guy invented a way to route trucks along a path of optimization. People don't do that. Yeah, sure, a few people do it in some world, but mostly we don't. We just go around and do it. So here's this article, really good. It's in I'll make sure it's in my RSS feed. And how have you seen predictive analytics evolve? Well, predictive insights, you see that more people are trying to get predictive insights from the historical data. And actually, he says when we were selling descriptive analytics, which I guess would be more like dashboards and stuff. But when we put in an application, put in a use, and actually build it where it can do something, then it's much more likely to succeed and people are interested in buying it. Now, the problem is that we'll get to his example down here. He said, little companies using AI can make great strides as fast or faster than the big companies. That happens with all disruptive technology. I think that's good. I like this. The future is partnering human operations with predictive models. I also like that. I think I talked, as I said, to William about deployment, and he said very, very scary when they take the model and the predictive analytics and they deploy it because it does unexpected things. What we thought the machine was doing, probably because we tried to infer human rational thought, gets all out of hand. Okay? So many stories. Maybe I'll record an epilogue and I'll broadcast it tomorrow on Saturday because my time is up. Goes so fast. I'm John Miglash. Subscribe on Periscope. You're watching it. I'm getting more and more viewers on Periscope. Hit the subscribe button and it'll notify you when this starts up at 10 in the morning. You know, and I think you can justify to your boss, even if it's Siri, that 10 minutes to cover some of these important topics is well worth it. Bill Gates said yesterday, being busy is the stupid of the 21st century.